Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video we will cover what do professor think of a student who fall asleep in class. Content of the video: what do professor think of a student who fall asleep in class, and I share my own experience and how I can avoid falling asleep in class. A better way to word this question would be, what do professor think when a student fall asleep in class, because it's not accurate to assume that the professor thoughts are only or even mainly about the student. I admit I am annoyed when a student falls asleep. I let myself be annoyed for a moment because it's natural. Then I recover my composure, look behind at that moment, and think about the causes of because of which there may be many. The class is boring. Any professor who does not consider this should not be in the job. Unfortunately, this one is usually easy to dismiss if all the other students are awake and there are enough of them. The student is narcoleptic. It happens sometimes when they will tell you, other times they won't. If you are teaching right after lunch, human biology is a powerful force compact it, and you usually lose. I therefore only teach before lunch because the class has required attendance. None of mine ever do. I do not grade on attendance or class participation. I would have to be horribly insecure to do that. My view is that if my teaching cannot draw students to my class, the problem is with me, not with them. It's too early in the morning. The definition of too early varies. Lately I have been getting complaints from upper class students, from non-US people. This means students in later years of their degree, not a statement about their parental lineage that my 10 a.m. class is too early. I have some choices or thoughts about this, but I am reminded of my own undergraduate days and my semester when I arranged to have no class before 1 p.m. and still sometimes sleep through a class. But the most interesting possibility is that I am putting them to sleep through something other than my classroom interaction. I used to curious. My first few years, I would have students turn in homework at the beginning of class, and and several of them would subsequently struggle to stay awake with some filing. You see what's going on, right? I did not at first, but then I realized that if you make homework due to at the start of 11 a.m. class, some of them will stay up until all hours, including 11 a.m. to get it done. Then I moved my homework to be due at 2 a.m., which struck me as an immediately respectable time to get into the bed. I actually thought I was doing students a favor by indulging in their desire to be up late, yet and talking away a reason to be up later than that. And that went on for a while until someone pointed out that it was a rude to professor who taught at a.m. classes, and it is, we just do not have any in my department, so I do not think about it. So I moved it further back. Of course, midnight is at once both as natural and terrible choices. Terrible because of confusion over which day things are due. So I made things due at 11:59 p.m. instead. That was resulted in far fewer students noising through class. So why does or the students still fall asleep? Because they are students. I do my best to give the class the chat about the importance of the getting sleep, how caffeine fueled streaks only give the impression of the product, and so on. I know they are ignoring me. I would have done just that at their age. I smile about it. It's called growing up. This is my personal experience story. Years ago I taught a freshman class in a large lecture hall that held hundreds of the students with comfy upholstered theater style seats. During every class at the same student sat in the third row directly in front of me. I would pull his winter shirt and then down over his seats, slush down, cross his arms, and go to sleep for virtually the entire lecture. Well, university students are adults, they are in charge of getting value for their own educational dollar. I figured that was how he wanted to spend my lectures. That was his choice. I let him be. Then came the day for the midterm. The students wandered in a few minutes late. By then all the other members of the class were head down.